The next generation Xbox is pushing the envelope of power, speed, and lifelike visuals, giving talented developers the tools they need to make amazing games to push the industry forward. There are a few key ingredients in the all-new Xbox Series X console that will bring these games to life in a way that wasn't possible, and it all starts in holiday 2020. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking in. I've been playing quite a few games on my PC, and a few things really struck me about the powerful PC platform, so I decided to highlight them here because they're definitely coming to the next Xbox in a big way, and even surpassing my $1,200 PC by quite a bit. If you enjoyed this video, support the channel by liking and subscribing to the channel. Enjoy the footage here. Some is captured from my PC and some from the Xbox One X. So, set your displays to 4K 60 FPS or 1080p 60 on your mobile screen. And for fun, maybe see if you can tell which one is which, my PC or my Xbox One X. But for now, let's take a look at the Xbox Series X and how it will change our games and how we play. The PS4 and Xbox One consoles have both far exceeded visually what video games can look like, rendering near photorealistic immersive worlds, true-to-life characters, and stunning and convincing lighting and reflections. One of the major visual drawbacks of the PS4 and Xbox One consoles is the presentation of games by a restricted frame rate. Many big AAA open-world games, nearly all of them, are locked under the ceiling of 30 FPS because of the unbalanced nature of a slower processor paired with a powerful graphics chip in the current consoles. Even with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, they cannot overcome the binds of 30 FPS, as this unbalance cannot allow bigger games to run beyond 30 FPS. Now, I'm not talking about every game, but in most big blockbuster games. There are factors that may keep or allow hardware to run at a target frame rate. In the case of the PS4 and Xbox One consoles, the CPU cannot handle the draw call of visuals created by the graphics engine fast enough. Think of it as a card dealer that can't get the cards on the table fast enough. What we've been seeing on consoles is a situation where the hardware can handle incredible visuals, but only at 30 frames per second, which is a great frame time interval for all TVs relying on motion blur between 33 milliseconds refreshing to smooth out the presentation. All of this wordiness is better said that the images in motion would look and feel much better at 60 FPS instead of 30 per second. Certainly we can enjoy games at 30 FPS with the example of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man. These games look and feel amazing, but they cannot run at 60 FPS even with visual compromises because the Jaguar cores in the consoles cannot handle 60 FPS in games this big, even if you lower the resolution and some quality settings. The CPU is just too overworked. So developers use the additional overhead in the graphics hardware to push the visuals to the max. This is why this generation we saw a priority of resolution over frame rate. 60 FPS and above can literally change the look and feel of a game with the increased visual information per second, sharper, more clarity, and vibrant images not weighed down by a slower refresh blended with the crutch of motion blur. Without motion blur, 30 FPS can feel and look fluttery, much like an old film. Look at this footage closely of Mass Effect Andromeda running at 30 FPS on an Xbox console. The presentation here on the Xbox One X is checkerboarded at 1800p or almost a full 4K resolution, but running with a dulled 30 FPS on the Xbox. The game looks beautiful in its own right with detailed characters, striking effects, and colorful combat, but look at it transformed on the PC with much of the same settings, at around the same native resolution at 60 FPS. But the Xbox One X right now already pushes many big AAA games to 60 FPS where the PS4 Pro cannot. Of course, we've seen it with Halo 5, Forza Horizon 4, and Gears 5, but CD Projekt Red's Witcher 3 in the open world runs at 60 FPS on the Xbox One X, where it cannot on the PS4 Pro. These are semi-rare conditions showcasing devs' commitment to performance when they believe it is possible. The threshold of 30 FPS on many Xbox One games could likely run close to 60 if devs want their game to feel consistent and stable So instead of pushing for 60 FPS and rarely holding it, they pare back the refresh intervals for TVs at 30 and work from there. The difference on PC is users can lower a myriad of settings and degrade the quality of the game's presentation at the reward of higher frame rates with weaker hardware. PC gaming affords that option, although many may find themselves riding the line of best visuals and wavering presentation of performance until they get the right balance. With the next generation consoles though, the responsibility and burden of balance is on the devs. They are tuning for one or two consoles, and with the Xbox Series X, they have much more power waiting in the AMD Zen 2 processor. The Xbox Series X CPU is 4 times faster than the Xbox One, which in turn is over 2 times faster than the Xbox One X. Is this enough? Absolutely. The key is balance, not just 2 times boost from the 2017 Xbox One X. Just looking at those numbers at a glance, 2 times is more than enough to push an Xbox Series X game to 60 FPS. The key word is bottleneck. The old consoles were bottlenecked at the CPU, and with a more balanced graphics and processing combination, the Xbox Series X will set a new standard of 60 FPS first on brand new next generation games, even with the worlds that expand meters and miles across. The Xbox Series X HDMI 2.1 port also means that games can be displayed at the highest bandwidth on most big mainstream UHD TVs, even at 120 Hz. Xbox Series X information puts the output capability at 120 Hz or 120 FPS, most likely in the launch title Forza Motorsports 8, which would run at 4K 120 FPS with hardware accelerated ray tracing. In layman's terms, the highest fidelity, fastest, and most smooth performance with lifelike lighting and reflections not possible before. It also comes with a variable refresh rate that allows 120 Hz modes to smooth out performance hitches and dips for smoother 60 FPS gaming. This is something already built into the Xbox One X, but it will play an important role in smoothing out performance on the Xbox Series X. Another ace in the sleeves for devs is the built-in variable rate shading API for the new console that will lower performance penalties by selectively choosing high details outside of your view and lowering them. All of this tech talk can be summed up with one simple explanation: that there is more than enough super fast processing power and built-in efficiency to push nearly every game made for the Xbox Series X and next generation to run at a standard of 60 FPS. Console gamers will soon discover, especially those that have not watched or played often on a capable gaming PC, that 60 FPS alone will elevate their perception of how next level the new generation games will look and feel. Developers will no longer have to compromise their vision of their latest games and set the bar down to 30 FPS. Next generation games will look sharper, run smoother, feel more lifelike, and load faster than we ever imagined. And all of this combined will make next generation of consoles more amazing than ever before. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for watching. I've spent the last 2 or 3 months covering all of the speculation leaks and rumors about the next generation consoles, and as things started to slowly die down at the end of the year and people were becoming more impatient and they wanted to hear real official information, I decided to take a short break and get back to covering some of the games and how they will actually feel and play next generation. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I took some time this past couple weeks to play some of my Steam library games and some of the games on Xbox Game Pass for PC. And it reminded me of some of the few things I really enjoyed about PC gaming, and also reminded me about some of the things I dislike about PC gaming. Every platform has its own drawbacks, but I'm grateful that I'm able to play on all of these platforms at any time, and that's what helps me to have a better perspective on how things are going to look in the next generation. Everything you saw here was captured on my 4K AverMedia capture card on my PC and the Xbox One X game DVR. And if you paid attention or watched this in 4K 60 or 1440p 60 on your mobile screen, it would be hard for you to tell the difference of whether I captured these games on my PC or the Xbox One X. They look that great. But I hope you enjoyed the video, maybe gotten an understanding of where we're coming from right now and where we're going next generation. If you like this video, let me know by hitting the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for weekly content. If you want to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or join the channel, and that gives you early access to videos before they go live. Add me on Xbox and Twitter at Colteastwood if you want to ask me anything or just talk gaming. I'm on there just about every day. I suspect we'll hear official word on the new consoles in the coming weeks, so stay here, hit the bell to be notified of the latest news, and I'll see you in the comment section. But I want to hear your opinion about all this. I'm sure I'll hear someone tell me that they don't like Xbox and they don't ever want to play on the console, and I just want to remind those people, please, let people enjoy what they want. Let them play what they want. Let them have a preference, and, you know, be nice.